is my sister. I love my sister. I bet you
listen to what people say they don't know about you and me.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl CandyC, and you are in the place to be. Today on Sip and Chat, I got my sister and my best friend with me.
What up, y'all?
And we're going to be talking about having a balance between being a parent and being a friend to your children. So on our way to Target and on our way, we're hanging out today. So I feel like this is a perfect moment for us to kind of chit chat and, you know, have that sisterly bond and conversation. Because we're both parents.
Yeah.
We're both, you know, trying to find this balance of, hey, I'm your friend, but don't get it twisted. I'm your parent too. But also know that you can come talk to me about anything. Like, how do we open that up? So, let's talk about it. All right. So, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about, you know, how many children you have and their ages.
All right. So, I'm Crystal, and I have a 19-year-old son, a 15-year-old daughter, and a 14-year-old son. What else you want?
So, are y'all friends? Are
Yeah.
you and your children friends?
We have a very close bond, and sometimes they share way too much with me. However, that's what I wanted. Like, I wanted them to be able to share everything with me. Sometimes it could be a bit too much sharing, but I'd rather that. I'd rather them share too much than not share enough, or at all.
Do they respect you as a mother or more so as a friend? Is it like when they're talking to you, is it like, you know, we're on this friendship level, or there's sometimes where you have to put them in check and be like, okay, look,
yeah,
you know,
I gotta put them in check, because sometimes they'll talk to me and they'll forget who they're talking to, because, you know, we have a good conversation and then they'll slip up and say a cuss word, and I'm like, wait, who you talking to? Like, did you forget who I am? And then, you know, I have to remind them sometimes about that. But for the most part, it's about respect. Now, it's a different type of respect, because it's not like of a mindset where when we grew up, we were scared to talk about stuff with our parents.
Yeah, because even now, some of the things that my kids say to me, I'm like, if I had said that to my mom, I would have been laying on the floor somewhere with half my teeth out.
Exactly, picking up your teeth, yes.
So, but now I feel like maybe we're like in a new age, or, you know, things are different, because when mom is at my house, she'll be like, oh, you gonna let them, like, she's looking like waiting to see what I'm gonna do. But then it's like, I don't feel inclined to like be that harsh. It's like,
because it's not that serious for us, because we pick and choose our battles, and we don't want our children to be scared to talk to us. We don't want our children to, you know, look at us as though they're scared of us, or look at us as like, you know, this authoritative figure, and that's all we are.
So do you think that if we put our children on a level to where, you know, it's okay to come talk to me, it's okay to, you know, have a voice, it's okay to have freedom of speech, like, we'll lose that authoritative thing? Like, now they're not going to take us serious, or now we may have to repeat ourselves more than once because they think I'm joking. Because I find that with my children, it's like I'll say something and it's like they take me for a joke. But then when daddy says something, it's like they're on it, they're moving, and I don't want him to be the only one that is able to discipline them. Like, I want them to fear mommy, but I also want them to come to me and
not
know,
fear, respect.
Okay, yeah. So I want them to respect me enough to, okay, you're going to do what I say, and you're going to do it now. We're not going to talk back, you know, all this extra stuff. But then at the same time, I don't want them to be scared to come and talk to me about issues they may be having, or moments of their life that they may be going through and they need assistance, because I want them to learn stuff from me, not from the world.
Right. Well, you can't prevent that. They're going to learn stuff from the world, period, because they're not going to be able to talk to you about everything, because you are their parent, period. They're going to have some people, and you can't give them everything. They have to, you know, go outside of you for certain things, and they will.
But I want to be the only provider.
You can't.
I want them to get everything from me.
Nope.
I want them to learn from me.
Nah, it's no
everything.
You can't. You can't. That's being too controlling. And you have to tell them exactly what you just told me. You have to say, hey, look, we can have this type of relationship. And I've said this to my children. We can have this type of relationship. We can chill, we can talk, we can laugh and we can joke. But there's a line that you do not cross. Like, don't forget I'm still your mother. Don't forget that you still need me in your life.
How do you put that line up? Just through conversation?
Yes, through conversation and experience and talking.
Okay, that's what we do. Big old Mack truck just turns in my part of my lane.
Yeah, it's all through talking and conversation and communication. Always communication. And if they don't do the things that you're telling them to do, then they need to have consequences, period.
So do you subconsciously or do you consciously
what are you saying? Let's start over that part.
Do you purposely
we're just gonna change the whole word.
Easier word to say.
Okay.
Do you purposely parent different than how you were parented growing up?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't feel like I had the freedom to speak my mind and voice my opinion in my life.
Sorry, Mom, if you're watching.
No, sorry. That's like facts. That's like facts, and that's something that we have also. Well, I have shared with her, and she knows about herself as well. I think that she could have. I think that she thinks that. No, I know that she wished that she had parented differently. That's what I do now. Only parented based off of how she was parented. So it's always a cycle. And sometimes we try to break that cycle. And
so you don't think that she parented us differently than how she was brought up? Or you think it was the same?
I think it was still some differences. Because she really wasn't in agreement with everything in terms of how she was brought up with her parents and stuff. So I think that little by little, she did try to change how she parented based off of how her parents parented her.
You look cute.
Thank you. So do you.
Sorry, I got lost.
Oh, you was looking at me over here?
I was. Anywho. So, okay. Now, you're not married. So, right now, you have your parenting style versus their father's parenting style out in separate homes, whereas I have two parenting styles in one home, which is hard for me to do. It's hard when me and my husband have different parenting styles under the same roof,
right? Because
based off of how we both were brought up and how we want to parent or how we don't want to parent, so we bump heads a lot. Now, is it possible to maintain that and still can they be daddy's friend and mommy's friend? Because I feel like mothers are always trying to be closer to their children emotionally and stuff like that, as
Agreed.
Opposed to fathers. So how can me and my husband be on the same level as far as parenting and still have that balance?
Y'all need to communicate and figure out how y'all gonna come together and discipline the children correctly. Y'all definitely are going to have different parenting styles because y'all are different people, and like you said, y'all have grown up differently. But when it comes to the children, y'all have to talk outside of the children, come to an agreement, and then be on the same page with the children. Did that answer your question? And then, y'all can have different relationships with the children because y'all are different people.
That's the part that I was hitting on, is the relationships. Because
Yes.
I don't want him to feel slighted, they came and talked to you about that, or...
Well, he probably doesn't care as a man and how he's the authoritative person. He's not trying to be their friend, is he?
No.
Right. So that's his choice. He doesn't want to be their friend. He wants to be their
And I think it's because we have girls, though. I think if we had boys, it'll be different.
Yes, it would be different.
But the stuff that girls go through, he doesn't care to know. He doesn't want to be on that level where he wants them to come talk to him about female issues.
Well, and I think that's something that you and him have to talk about, because he does need to be involved in their life. He should want them to come and talk to him as a father, because girls want their father around. Girls want to be able to talk to their father, especially when they get older, because when they start dealing with men in their lives and have boyfriends and things like that. Well, he can't prevent that.
I'm gonna prevent it. They can't have no boyfriend.
You can't prevent that either.
Oh
How
my
you gonna
goodness!
prevent that?
It just dawned on me that I have 3 girls.
Okay, 3 girls. All right, you got 3 girls. Would you rather have boys? Because they come with a whole nother set of issues. So
I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't. I want to. Is there a return receipt?
no, there's no return policy. You did it. You had them. They're yours.
Oh my God! I don't want to lose them. Like, I know I can't protect them all the time, and I can't be there all the time to the capacity that I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't want to find something out and then be like, dang, why you didn't tell me? Like, why didn't you come to me? Like, I told you, mommy is always here. It's open door policy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That will happen.
Like,
you can't prevent that. That will happen.
and then I think about like how, me and you were, and how I learned a lot of stuff just from my big sister. Like, it wasn't like my mom told me stuff, or I saw stuff on TV, or, my friends told me some stuff. I learned what to do and what not to do from, your experiences.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's like...
And I was like that with you. Like, I was like, oh, nah, I'm going to show you this so you don't learn it out here in the streets. I'm going to expose you to this and this and this so nobody else can expose you to it, so you're not caught off guard.
But is that a good thing, though?
For
like,
siblings,
should my kids look up to their bigger sister for a way of life?
For sure. That's the first person.
But what if it's not a positive thing? Like, what if the older sister is out wilding out and, selling drugs, or, running the streets?
But
like, I'm not talking about you.
I'm just saying, like, I was like that as well. Like, I didn't always have the perfect example. I wasn't always the perfect example for you. So you can't really control. You're trying to control what your children do and what they're exposed to and how they grow up, and you can't.
Yep.
That's the whole thing. Like, you cannot.
I want them to grow up with a silver spoon in their mouth, and I don't want the spoon to get rusted.
Well, it's going to get rusted because they're going to go out here in the world. Unless you're going to homeschool them and keep them in your house and keep them in your room, then they'll have other mental issues after that. They'll have other mental issues.
I'm going to buy a big mansion. It's going to have everything you need. Basketball court, a gym, a
therapist.
Everything.
Because
you don't need to go outside the house for anything.
They're going to need a therapist because they're going to feel like they're in
they can talk to me.
Confinement. No, why? Why? You cannot be the source of everything for them, just like you cannot be the source of everything for your husband.
So how do I shield my children?
You cannot shield your children in 2020 and beyond. You can only give them advice. You can only lead them in the right direction. But they're eventually going to make their own decisions and go their own way, and there's nothing that you can really do about it.
So, should I spend more time with them? Like, should I have more one-on-ones with them?
You should definitely have.
Or should I spend time with them as a group?
Both.
Like, all 3 of them?
Both.
Or just, like, individually?
Both. Because you can spend time with them, all 3 of them, with, like, girl time or whatever, but have individual mommy and daughter time with each one of them, because each one of them are different. Each one of them needs something different.
My oldest daughter craves that. She's like, Mommy, when are we going to, have mommy daughter time? When are we going to go to the store, just me and you? Like, it's like she wants that.
Yeah, you need that. They need that. Like,
you know what she told me the other day?
What?
She said, Mommy, there's this boy that likes me, and he told me he likes me, but I'm like, I don't like him. And I was just like stuck-faced. Like, I was like, what? This is really about to happen. Like, we really about to have like girl issues.
Yes.
And she's 10.
Yeah.
What age do you start liking boys?
At this age? Or before? Do you not remember when you started liking boys? Are you forgetting?
And they want me to teach them how to use Nair. Like, that's going to be the most awkward.
Okay, but do it. Get yourself prepared. Have a shot or 2.
3. Oh, 2. We're not promoting drinking here, okay?
But you know, to just knock the edge off and keep you calm or whatever. But yeah, you do need to start doing that. I mean, I've been there, done that. Like,
so would that make them feel closer to me?
Yes. And it's like, okay, my mom is helping me. Because did you want your mom to do those things with you?
I was scared.
Exactly my point. And why were you scared?
Because she didn't have an open door policy.
Exactly. But
she made it seem like she did.
But you wish that you had an open door policy.
So with me, I was more of a non-verbal communicator. I wrote my mom letters and slid it under her door, and I told her to write me back. But, you know, like we in school. And
we both were like that.
But she never wrote back. She's like, Candace, come here. And I'm like, oh man, I want her to reply by paper so I can have time to think about stuff. But she just like wanted to talk, like, okay, talk about what you just said in the letter. And I'm like, well, obviously I didn't want to talk about it because I wrote it on paper. But it still wasn't like a really big conversation. Like, I don't remember it being like, here's the problem, here's the solution. It was just like a moment for me to just like vent. And
you didn't get any feedback, basically.
Yeah, I didn't get any feedback, or if I did get feedback, it wasn't the feedback that I was expecting. Because I wanted to be on a friendship level with my mom, but I knew that there was a fine line. So I think I was kind of like nervous to, like, you know, until I got older, I was nervous to have those friendship mommy moments. But when I got older, like in my teens, then I felt, you know, like, oh, okay, maybe I can talk to my mom about, you know, this or that, little by little.
But by then, things have already happened in your life. Yeah, I think we need to have those conversations nowadays a lot earlier to set that foundation on how y'all are going to have a relationship moving forward. You have to set the foundation, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it, y'all. You know, we brought up under the same house. We have a different set of kids, like age group wise. And, you know, we have, I wouldn't say a broken family, but is that like the right term? Like, you have a broken family? Your kids have a broken family?
Is it broken?
Is it broken? Is that what that means? Like,
is it broken?
When the parents aren't together?
I don't.
Or split? Like, how do you define that?
I don't know. I don't know. I co-parent?
Yeah, you have a co-parent situation, and I have a...
Kinda, sorta, not really, but...
Yeah, we have different lifestyles, but one thing remains constant is that we're both mothers trying to make sure that our children have the best life and to be there as much as we can for our children, whether that's be there as a mother or be there as a friend when they need it. So, yeah, that's pretty like common, you know.
And I can tell you the things that I feel have worked for me when they were your children's age, and things that didn't work, or things that I wish I had done.
Yeah. We can talk about that over looking at stuff in Target.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with your girl CandyC and my sister and friend.
Y'all should know my name. I said it earlier.
I'll see you next time. Bye. She's my sister. I love my sister. Sometimes we don't get along.
And sometimes we even fight.
But I know she's always there.
And I know she'll always care.
She's my sister. I love my sister.
We paper chasing, yeah, we own that.